This is episode 12 of the Top Deck Podcast, proudly sponsored by Gamers and Geeks. Not just a game store, a gaming community. Located at 4805 Moffett Road, Suite N, Mobile, Alabama, 36618. You can find out more info at www.gamersandgeeks.com or Gamers and Geeks on Facebook. I am Jesse Salty Green with Jimmy 2-for-1 Smith.
What's up, everybody?
Getting a little tongue-tied there, my
man. I'm so excited. We picked up a sponsor.
I know, bro. And, like, for us, I think it's one of those things where, like, it couldn't be a better fit. Because that, out of all the stores we've been going to, like, as soon as we went in that store and played in that tournament Mobile for the Mustang, it's like I felt something in there. Like,
I know.
I just thought it was so good. I thought the store was so good.
I think you're right. Out of all the places that we could have picked up a sponsor from any store, like, this is the one that I'm just so excited about.
Well, like, we're not even saying how good the store is because they're our sponsor now. We were already saying that.
Oh, yeah.
Before we even knew this was going to happen, we were saying that. So that's what's cool to me is, like, having somebody that you believe in being part of what you're doing. That's always the best partnership that I've always felt. And I've been doing business in different areas for a while. And anytime it's a win-win situation, like, you both, like, believe in what you're selling, that's the best thing there is, man.
Definitely.
So what's cool about this is for all our listeners out there, is we're actually going to start this thing off right because Tommy at Gamers or Geeks, if you guys know him at all, he's thinking outside the box, man. He's always got something going on.
Crazy ideas.
And we got some more ideas coming. This is going to be the first one. So we're going to be doing a giveaway. We're going to do a Gamers and Geeks swag bag. So what comes in this thing?
Tell us what's in the bag.
Bro, it's got, like, normally a bag's just going to be a bag, a t-shirt, and, like, some stickers or something. Tommy's like, nah, I got you, bro. Got the swag bag, G&G, backpack. It's this drawstring bag. Got the pen stylus, a hat, a beanie, a shirt, a coffee mug, and a cup.
Everything.
Like, even just the backpack, bro. Like, you know how that is for Magic players. You always want to have something going around.
Oh, man, I got 10 backpacks at my house right now, and I was looking at one when I was in Orlando this past weekend. I'm always looking to pick up a new backpack.
And then, like, it's got the shirt, the coffee mug, beanie, hat. Like, it's just got everything covered. So, basically, how you're going to be able to enter for this, guys, is you go on the Top Deck Podcast Facebook page or Gamers and Geeks Facebook page, because we're going to be posted on there. And you have to like the Top Deck page. All right, and you have to tag a friend in the post. And I'll be making that post monetarily, whatever you say that word, man. I get messed up. I'll be posting that soon, put it that way. And good luck to everybody, man.
Dude, how exciting.
I know, man. I'm pumped up about it. We have some cool ideas in the works. Tommy and I kind of have, like, similar mindsets, so that's why I think this relationship is going to be so cool. I'm like an outside the box entrepreneur type guy. He's the same way. We both didn't go to college. We both been, like, making our own path, you know.
Dude, when I walked into that new store and there was a money tornado machine, I was like, this is my home.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, we've talked about different ideas, man. And I think people are going to be surprised at what's coming next. Like, we got tournaments set up that I'm not liable to say what's going on. That
people are going to be so excited when they hear about it.
We're going to be part of, too. We got another prize that we're going to give away that is going to be unbelievable, man. It's going to be something that's unique that I think everybody's going to want to try to win that one. And it's going to be something that we do at one of the tournaments that we came up with. So we're super excited, man. This is kind of like, for us, playing this game for so long and having a passion for it, it just makes it even that much sweeter.
I know, man. I feel like we're living the dream.
Oh, yeah, for sure, man.
And this is just the first step to many.
Oh, yeah. And to have Tommy and Gamers and Geeks be the first one, like, that, to me, that's cool. It's special. Every time that I've been around, like, that store, not necessarily in Mobile, but the people who represent it.
Oh,
like,
definitely.
Like, if I'm going to a tournament,
team.
Yeah, they just represent that area so well, man. They represent the Magic community. They represent the store and each other. Like, the team is always, like, so...
You can tell they're like a real team.
Yeah.
Like, they're very synced up.
Yeah, and we're going to actually have some guests on the show from the team. Jimmy and I have some other guests lined up that are some of the top players on the SEG tour right now.
Yep.
We're locking them in. So this is going to be cool, man. I'm so excited. Like, Tommy's going to be on hopefully next week. So there ain't no telling what he's going to do whenever he's on the podcast. So look for that one. Yes, you want to listen to this one and you want to go enter that contest, but the one Tommy's coming on, you never know what's going to happen with that. He just might come up with something, or me and him might be talking, all of a sudden, boom, light bulb comes on and we got to do this thing. So we're going to have, dude, this podcast, what we want to do is bring entertainment. We want to bring passion, and we want to bring some content that you guys just want to hear. And so we're going to be bringing shop owners on. We're going to be bringing players on. And if you're a local person and you win a tournament, we're going to have you on.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Like, a lot of times on these podcasts, you just want, like, the pros are on or this is on. No, I want to see what's really happening on the street, so to speak.
Yeah.
Like, all this stuff on Twitch and SEG, Star City, all that's cool, right? But I want to lead
Everybody knows about that.
Yeah,
it's all over the internet.
I want to know about the grinder
yes.
that's been traveling, and they finally make it, okay? They're going to the first Mythic Championship, and how they got there, how their mindset was, what they were doing, and hopefully that's us too, because we're trying to do it. But I want to go in that depth, man, because it's all cool to go find somebody that's already on camera, that's been doing it, and you think they're just good, they got there. There was a process to that.
Oh, definitely.
And I think the Top Deck podcast is going to be that place where you go to get that kind of information. Where we're going to have some good players and some players that are well known come on this podcast. We're going to have store owners come on this podcast, because a lot of times as a player, you don't get that store owner perspective. All right, we're going to bring it all to you. Everything. We got it all. This is the Top Deck podcast. If we want to stay on top, we got to bring you all of it. Got to stay on top. Okay, and that's what we're gonna do, man. It's so exciting. I know that you played in the MCQ this weekend.
Oh man,
he's looking at me like he don't want to talk. Like you don't want to talk about.
I wish but that's part of it, right? How you can win, and anybody who grinds Magic events totally gets it. You can win an IQ one day and go to one the next week, and go 0-3 drop, like I did this past weekend.
0-3. And here's the thing. You can be on a losing streak and all of a sudden think, oh, man, I'm just going to go have fun in this tournament.
Boom.
Next thing you know,
spike it.
You're a Mythic champion like our last Mythic champion. He was about to quit. He was done. It was his last tournament. He was telling all his friends. He was just going for funsies.
Yep.
Boom.
That's part of the grind, man. And I feel like you just have to love it all.
You got to love it. You got to love the process of it. And if you don't, you're in the wrong thing. Like, if you just want to play casual, that's one thing, okay? But if you actually want to grind and you want to be good at the game and you want to take it to another level, it's going to be a bunch of ups and downs.
It's a roller coaster of emotions. I mean, I've went from 0-3 at a GP. This is when they did X and 3 made it to day 2. Mm-hmm. And I started off 0-3, went 5 in a row just to lose the last one.
Yeah. But you grinded it. Like, it's just a mindset.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, dude, there's people, think about the pros or think about the so-called best players in the world, and they don't win a game in a day. Like, it happens, man. You can be a good player, and it just is not your day.
I've known people to start off 11-1 and lose 4 in a row.
Yeah, that's. I mean, I think I've been undefeated in IQs before, and I've gotten to the finals, and then the finals just don't work out for me.
Yep.
So it's happened. I mean, we can talk about, like, Mike's going to come on the podcast. Mike Malone, if you don't know him, he is a GP winner. Been on the Pro Tour.
Yeah, right? Probably one of the better players that I know personally. I mean, he's fantastic. The way he thinks about the game and the lines that he takes, his deck ideas, I mean, everything.
Yeah, he loves it, man. And he's a good person to be around. But I mean, you talked to him, and Mike wasn't, yes, you always come in the mindset of, I can take this tournament down. But let's be real. It wasn't like I'm winning this GP today. Yeah. He went up, he showed up, he played good, and he's a GP winner.
At the beginning of day 2, he's like, I can't believe I'm winning this GP. Yeah. I can't believe I made it this far. I'm about to draw into top 8 of this GP.
Yeah. And
he was like on cloud 9.
And it's a grind. Like, that took time. Mike didn't just wake up one day and go, I'm going to go top 8 of GP. And so I can't wait to have him on too, man, and just kind of pick his brain. And he loves talking Magic theory. He loves talking everything Magic, really. I mean, we were having conversations on the road whenever y'all were going.
Yeah.
And, just coming up with different ideas and just talking about the game in general, the way it is in the Southeast right now and how the game's moving forward. It's just always good to pick his brain for sure. So tell me a little bit. It was you and Mike Malone. going down to Orlando, right?
Yep. And then we had some friends from Tallahassee meet us down there, some guys from Miami. We got to stay in this really cool house in Orlando. It's one of our friends' mom's house. It was really great. I really appreciate the hospitality. It was awesome, man, except for the 03.
So what was it? It was a modern tournament?
Yeah. It was modern MCQ. I was kind of messing around with some different decks. I decided to take Mono Green Tron. I've never played with the deck, but I couldn't even be that mad about it. How do you get mad about taking a deck you've never played before to a tournament, not really being that prepared for it, and then going 0-3 drop?
Yeah, I mean, you really can't. I mean, you did take a deck that's super powerful. At least you didn't take a deck that was underpowered. I mean, I don't know what your matchups were. Where was the store at? Like, what was the store name?
Cool Stuff Inc.
Okay, so it was one of the bigger stores.
Oh yeah,
Cool Stuff Inc. I mean, they write articles online. They sell singles. I would have been impressed just to see the single lineup that they had at store.
Yeah, I mean, it was a really cool store. Everybody there was really nice. I mean, I enjoyed the atmosphere for sure.
Cool. So basically, how we came up with you playing Mono Green Tron is it was kind of like a team decision. So we're talking about, when we say team, we're talking about the top deck team.
Yeah.
Okay. It was a team decision. We were talking about what options we would take, and we had 3 options that was on our radar. The one option was Hogak.
Yep.
You just take the thing that's just busted, and you play against the hate, and it is what it is, but it don't matter. It's still fighting through it.
Well, I feel like we kind of ruled that one out, right?
We kind of ruled it out just because we were like...
I didn't know if I'd be able to play through all the hate cards.
Yeah, and you didn't want to go through that all day.
Yeah, so then I think it was between Blue-White Control and Mono Green Tron. And those were we were kind of like...
And so we were on Blue-White Control, like, for a minute. We were like... I'm like, dude, I think I got the cards to build it. I think it's a good thing right now. And then we were both like, yeah, but I got to grind it like every matchup. It doesn't get any free wins. So I was like, yeah, you got to play it. And really, I came to you first and suggested Blue-White Control to you because I wanted you to kind of slow down and be more reactive to the format. Because I think sometimes when you play a control deck in a tournament,
you look at it way differently.
Yeah, you look at it super different. Like, you know what they're trying to do to you, and you're just reactive a lot of times. And that's okay because it slows down your thought process. And sometimes when you're not having the results that you want to in a certain format, you just need to play control because then you're going to slow down and you're going to start really thinking about your decisions.
Yeah.
Because in control, sometimes it can be a little bit more unforgiving if it's the wrong decisions made, unless you have wrath effects or something like that can give you that reset button. But sometimes if you make the wrong play, like a removal spell on a certain creature, or you miss a trigger, or you do something like that, it can be a little bit more unforgiving. So you're more prone to slow down, think about what your plays are going to be, and go and do it.
And I think that was one of the things why I was like, Tron seems like there's not that many lines to take.
Yeah,
right?
You mulligan, you get Tron lands, and you play busted spells.
Yeah. And boy, did Miss Karma come down and slap me in the damn head. Because what did I play 3 rounds in a row? But Blue-White Control.
Blue-White Control.
Look, I've played in a lot of modern tournaments. There has never been a modern tournament where I have played the same deck 3 times in one day.
And really, we were talking about Tron being an option because we wanted to play against Hogak. We wanted to play against Jund. We wanted to play against all those decks, right? And Blue-White...
Blue-White used to be a pretty decent matchup, or Blue-White Jeskai used to be a decent matchup for Tron. I mean, I think Tron used to be favored.
Yeah.
But now that they're running 4 Field of Ruin, Surgical Extractions main, a big pickup that I really didn't think about was that good was Force of Negation.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to say I got Force of Negation probably 7 times.
Every time you try to play a Karn or something like that?
Yeah, I mean, it was always Field of Ruin, Surgical your land. That happened in every single game.
Yeah, and you weren't going to play that deck for that meta. I mean, let's be real. We thought we had a meta call on it. We don't go down to Orlando and play it, but we just saw what happened at the Mythic Championship. Blue-White had like a horrible win percentage. It wasn't even that good. But I think their decks were not tuned right.
Sure.
Like, I could even argue to play main deck Rest in Peace. Right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. For sure.
You know what I'm saying? So they weren't doing that. Surgicals, Rest in Peace, have something else. But, I mean, your deck, in fairness, your deck wasn't tuned to say, hey, there's going to be Blue-White, a lot of Blue-White there. So
yeah, it was rough. When I was at round 3 and I've already lost 2, and that guy goes turn 1, Flutterstrand, I was like,
Are you kidding me right now?
dear God, make me a bird so I can fly far, far away.
Oh, so here's the other irony, okay? So on this podcast, y'all know that we have a deck that we both love, okay? It's Bant Spirits, and we call this deck Butter Knife. And the reason we call this deck Butter Knife is because for the last couple IQs that I went to, okay, and granted, I have not played Modern that much, okay? I'm starting out into it. But every time I took Bant Spirits, it felt like I was taking a butter knife to a bazooka fight. I mean, it was like a turn behind of everything. I just felt like it was so underwhelming, okay?
Yeah.
So here's the kicker, all right? F&M comes around. I'll talk about F&M. F&M comes around, and I'm like, I'll go play some Modern, you know, here locally. There was not that many people there, honestly.
Yeah, I think there was like 15 people there.
So I start all 2-0. You know, I beat the Dredge mirror match against Pat. He plays over at Arena. He's been on Dredge for quite a while now. And we got in this mirror match and went back and forth 3 games, and I ended up getting them. And so go into the next round, and I look, and it's like Ether Vial on 1. Like, I know it's not humans. And I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot. It's Ryan's brother. He's playing Bant Spirits. I'm like, oh, this is going to be easy right here. I'm licking my chops. I'm like, I know what's happening here. I'm about to have 10 power out on the field game 1. No problem.
Brought the bazooka.
Yeah, you got the butter knife. I got the bazooka. All right. Boom. Missile coming out. Ready.
I think the gun jammed.
Something happened. Don't know what happened. I don't know if it was a faulty missile.
Yeah.
I don't know if like something happened and the manufacturer messed up and forgot to put the trigger on there, but nothing came out, bro. I'm talking about got 2-0'd by butter knife. And I wasn't even mad. I told him, I was like, nah, bro. He's like, I can't believe I beat that. I like never beat Dredge, you know. And I already know it's a bad matchup because I used to play it. That's one of the matchups.
Me too.
Hey, that's one of the matchups that made me decide I'm not playing this crap anymore. Like, this dude's already got 10 power on turn 2. I'm sitting here like
Mausoleum Wanderer.
Yeah, I'm like Phantasmal Image, like copying my Mausoleum Wanderer now.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, yeah, this is horrible. Or Rattle Chain, EOT Rattle Chains, and they already got 10 power out. I'm like, okay.
Fucking hate Rattle Chains.
Like, I'm
so
just not,
bad.
bro. I'm just not doing it. And so I just laughed. I'm like, and he's a cool dude, man. I enjoy talking to him. And I'm like,
he beat me the round before, and I was playing Phoenix. That's what I told you. Remember?
Yeah, you got beat. So me and Jimmy F&M both
we
got
talked
beat
so much
by
shit
Butter
about
Knife.
Butter Knife, and then literally beats me and then beats Jesse.
Yeah, and so I just told him, he's like, dude, I can't believe that. And like, my dredges were so bad. And he's like, dude, this, like, the way I dredged it, man, I could have had like busted hands and it was just nothing. It was just crap. And he's like, I can't believe that. And I was like, dude, I get it. Like, I deserve this. And he's like,
that's what we get. That is exactly
I said,
what
I
we
deserve
get.
this. Him and Ryan were like, what are you talking about? I was like, dude, I've talked so much crap about Butter Knife. I deserve for you to get that little knife and just slap me over the head with it.
Yeah.
And that's what he did. He went undefeated with Butter Knife, okay? So here's the funny story, all right? I'm talking to Jimmy. He's at the MCQ in Orlando, and he's like, yeah, I'm 0-3, da-da-da. And I was like, hey, man, it could be worse. You could have took Butter Knife. What'd you tell me?
Butter Knife at the top tables. Two of them.
Undefeated.
Two of them.
So I guess it's just time to go ahead and get Butter Knife out.
Yeah.
Get it out the deck box. Go ahead and get what's the new card that's in it now? The blue-white guy, the Mariner.
Yeah.
Get your Mariners now. And every time you look at the dang, the Modern list, bro, there's always a Butter Knife. One Butter Knife, 5-0.
Always.
I just don't understand it. Maybe we're just bad pilots of Butter Knife.
It has to be. I have to be the worst Bant Spirits player. Well, you know what's weird, too, is when... I want to say it was probably about 8 months ago. I took it to a Modern GP. And yeah, and I finished 11-4.
Well, I called you and I'm like, hey man, I'm back.
That's when I got you on the deck.
Yeah, I'm back. I said I'm back, and here I've been thinking about Bant Spirits. What you think about Bant Spirits? You're like, oh man, I love it. It felt so good. I went like, if I would have known the deck a little bit more, I'd have been undefeated that day. I'm like,
yeah, I feel like I really could have top 8'd that GP if I would have gotten another weekend with that deck.
Yeah, and so like I already knew about Spirits because I played in Standard, so I'm like, cool, I'm in. If Jimmy likes it, I'll like it. Like, let's do the damn thing. We were running the same 75
Yeah.
at the GP in Tampa. Same 75. And got straight up murked. It wasn't even close. Like, I'm playing against Emulate Titan going, what the hell is going on to me right now? Like, and granted, I smoked them game 1, but after board, I'm just, like, getting slaughtered.
That was like one of your first Modern tournaments, though. So it's really hard for you to, like, know.
Yeah. I mean, I felt okay about it then. But then I played a couple more after getting more experience with the deck, watching videos and all that kind of stuff. I'm like, oh, yeah, this dude's killing on video. I'm like, oh, all right, I feel better.
I remember
now.
you called me that day and you were like, I'm done with this day.
Yeah, man. It was an IQ in Pensacola.
Yeah.
And I'm just sitting there like, I played against, what's the guy who's neg 13?
Death Shadow.
I played against Death Shadow round 1. Just got murked. It wasn't even close, okay? And then I got paired with Dredge. Got smoked.
We know how that...
Didn't find the rest in peace, all right? What was really the nail in the coffin is I got to turn 2 a Geist of Saint Serath twice in that tournament.
And lost.
And got smoked.
And that's crazy to me. I think if you turn to a Geist, you should win.
Yeah, like I turned to a Geist of Saint Serath and had Thalia out.
Maybe not win, but I feel like you're just such a huge favor.
Yeah, on the play. On the play.
Yeah.
All right, and then had Thalia and something else out, like after that turn. And whenever I got blown out after doing that twice, I'm like, yeah, I gotta just put this deck down.
Yeah.
I gotta go to something that's just crazy, like busted. Because Modern's a busted format, and I'm just tired of going like turn 1 Ether Vial, or turn 1 Mausoleum Wanderer, turn 2 Selfless Spirit. Like, I'm just out on that. But guess what? Butter and I beat my ass.
Yeah.
Beat your ass too.
Sure
And it was
did.
at the top table. So something's going on, man. I got to reevaluate my life after that, after Butter Knife. So you go 0-3. It was 3 matches of blue-white and Modern.
I was going to stay just to kind of, after my second loss when I was kind of dead for top 8, I was like, nah, let me like hang out. Let me just play. Because, we have Vegas coming up.
Yeah.
So, and there's a MCQ in Birmingham, which we might try to hit next week. But we're really kind of focused on Vegas right now. So I was like, let me just kind of like roll off on that. Like, let me just keep going.
Yeah.
And then I played it again and I was just like.
Well, they had a Modern Horizons draft pop up. And so that's what I was going to talk to you about. Is so we talked about you just getting reps in with Tron so we could see if we want to take that to Vegas. And then you were like, hey, I dropped because there's a Modern Horizons draft, which I think was a great idea.
They had a side event, a Modern Horizons draft, so I wanted to jump on that.
That was your first live draft with that, right?
Yes.
So how did that go for you?
I thought it went really well. I drafted green-white creatures.
You got the Inspired Unicorn.
Yes, I did get him. I got 3 of the Changeling guy.
The 2/2 that brings in a 2/2.
Yeah, that brings in another 2/2. The Squadron Hawks.
Yep.
Got that one. A Mother of Ruins.
Mm-hmm.
Got that. It was pretty good. And then just kind of like some other like creature.
You had a bunch of changelings that look like, so
you
got to play the sliver.
I had some slivers. Yeah, the ones that I give them First Strike and Outlast and Exalted. So that was okay. It wasn't super powerful by any means, but I feel like I had like some good cards going in. I did really good the first round. Round 2, I played against this dude who had a busted ass red-green deck.
Yeah.
I want to say he had like 8 removal.
And the land cycle deck. It was like land cycle.
Yeah, it was like the land cycle deck.
And so he had a bunch of red removal, and then he had the big fatties that got plussed if there was a land in your graveyard.
I don't even think he had one of those.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
But he was like...
I tell you what he did have. He had that sword. The blue-white sword.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
The one that like puts 2 counters and then proliferates.
Yeah. And then... The other thing, too, is the way that you kind of explained that draft going with me. I felt like he was the guy who went red first, and all the red stuff was falling to him because nobody wanted to play red.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what I've been, and we want to talk about Modern Horizons. But before I do that, what was Mike's record?
Oh, Mike finished 6-2, and he was on Eldrazi Tron.
Nice. And so he just missed out. He was, 21st?
Yeah, he got
That was a huge tournament, though, wasn't it?
Yeah, there was like 200 people there.
Wow. So, I mean... We go from one tournament that was standard, and during the summer, not a huge turnout, 40 players.
Yeah.
All right. Then you go to another one, and it's Modern. So as much as all these complaints you're hearing about Modern right now, people still love to play it.
I think it was more an MCQ versus an IQ.
Yeah, I mean, there's something to that, don't get me wrong. But like even when you talk to store owners right now, they're saying that the modern tournaments is what draws the crowds.
For sure. So I think Standard's really good like the first or second week after a set's been released when people want to like, try out their new cards and their cool planeswalkers.
Yeah.
And then it kind of just starts to fall
Well, and this
off.
was kind of like after core set too.
Yeah.
So it was one of those things, and the weekend that was a holiday weekend. But 200 people, MCQ, not bad, man. Had to be a fun time. Now you didn't get the results you wanted to, but hey, we got more. That's the cool thing about it. There's always more coming up.
Yeah, there's always another tournament coming
So
up.
Modern
You can't like let those losses get you down either.
Yeah, for sure. And so Modern Horizons draft is, I've done about, 4 now, I think. It's been fun, man. It's probably been one of the more fun limited formats I've done.
I really, really enjoyed it. I feel like there's just a lot of different directions you can go in. There's a lot of really good decks.
Yeah. And so what I was talking about with the red is the last time that we were on Moto and we were drafting, me and you were actually in the same draft pool
Yeah.
on there. And they were having problems queuing it up, so that's probably one reason why. And I was on your left, I think, when it was going on. But we weren't discussing what we were passing because we wanted to see.
Yeah, we wanted it to be like how it would be if we were at a GP.
Yeah, like we were testing. And so I had my mind made up that everybody's passing red, and so I'm going to go red. And my strategy paid off big time.
Definitely. What was that card that you got 4 of?
Goblin War Party.
Make all the goblins.
Bro, like I got to do it, and I got to do the
And you had like
the
3
double
anthem.
part of it.
Yeah, you had like 3 anthem effects.
Yeah, I had the little red enchantment too that pumped all your creatures up. And so the thing about the Goblin War Party is that it does cost, I think it costs 4, if I'm not mistaken.
But you either get 3 goblins or pump the team, right? And you can entwine it.
Yeah,
so
you can entwine it. So
if you get flooded, then you just get, and it gives them haste too, I think.
Yeah, and so like I was doing that quite often, to be honest with you. Whenever they just kept on coming to me, I'm like, I got to take this card. I don't see why this card's bad. And so it costs 4. It's a red and 3 colorless. You can choose one, create 3 1/1 red goblin creature tokens, or creatures you control get +1/+1 and gain haste until end of turn. You can entwine it for a red and 2 colorless. And so what I was pairing this thing up with, man, is this enchantment, right? That kept on getting passed to me too. And it's the Goblin Oriflame. And it costs a red and a colorless. Attacking creatures you control get +1/+0. I had 3 of those. And 4 Goblin War Parties.
The goblins were pissed.
Yeah. And I had the dragon guy that you can
Sackadoodle, it makes him a dragon.
It makes him a 4/4 dragon. So I was just doing that. I had the black red.
That guy is so good. The one who Sackadoodle and makes him a
4/4.
Yeah,
yeah, he was so good. I'm like, okay, so I guess I'm just in red. And then I had where's the multicolored card? I had the Lightning Skelemental, and so it's trample haste. Whenever Lightning Skelemental deals combat damage to a player, that player discards 2 cards, right? At the beginning of the end step, sacrifice the Lightning Skelemental. He's a 6/1 for 3.
Dude, they don't want
a black, red. And here's what was cool about this interaction, bro.
You don't want to get it unearthed.
Yeah.
You can get it unearthed with that guy. Did you have one?
Huh? So what I didn't have one. What I did is I actually played, because I was red-black, basically. And I played I had Putrid Goblin in, so I could sack that for my 4/4 dragon guy, and he had Persist, so that was cool. But what made this really cool was, I'm trying to find the black card here. He's the guy, is he Grave Crawler? Crawler is what I'm thinking about. The guy Grave Shifter. Alright, so he's a black and 3 colorless, 2/2. When Grave Shifter enters the battlefield, you may return target creature card from your graveyard to your hand.
I think that guy's really good.
And so I was playing my 6/1 Trampler that made you discard 2 cards, and I played my Grave Shifter, got him back, and hit you again. I mean, it felt really damn good.
Yeah.
And so having, I was just basically black-red aggressive. I had removal, in the deck too, and I had decent sideboard cards. Because everybody was passing red. And I was like, this is my strategy worked. And because I kept on going, everybody's fighting over that black ninja deck. Black-blue ninja deck.
Oh, yeah. That pod that I was at in Orlando, there was 4 people on blue-black, whatever. Ninjas, control, whatever you want to play.
Everybody's fighting over the snow stuff.
Yep.
And
those decks, and then we're not saying those decks aren't good. Those are the most powerful decks, in my opinion. The Snow deck and the Blue-Black Ninja deck, for sure. But at the same time, you have to realize everybody knows those are the best decks.
yeah, for sure. And so like I'm thinking, you know what? I'm going on this red train. Because if I get all the good red stuff, my deck's probably gonna be better than most anybody's because they're all fighting for the other stuff.
Yeah.
The black red deck, dude, we got to play some snow stuff because we drafted the snow deck together, like when we were doing some moto drafts. The best deck that I drafted was the black red deck.
Yeah, I really like the black red goblin. That black red goblin that has flash that shoots something whenever he comes into play.
Yeah, if I would have had him with what I had, it'd have been like.
And then there's the goblin that comes in with 2 goblins. You sack a goblin, drain them.
Yeah.
So good.
You got a goblin that finds another goblin that you want.
Yeah.
So I mean, I had some of those goblins, but I didn't get the payoff one, the one that could just shoot somebody in the face.
Yeah, I think if I'm like sitting down and I have an idea of what archetype I want to kind of go towards, I think that's where I want to go. Because I don't think as many people are fighting for those cards as they are the snow cards or the blue-black cards.
Yeah, like obviously if I open up the bomb.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean,
like
that makes it easy though, right? I mean, when you open up,
that's like I'm going in these colors.
I don't like to do it like that though, because those chances are so few and far between that you can hope to open a bomb and actually open a bomb.
Yeah, for sure. And so like I was really going into that draft trying to get that red-green land deck because I wanted to try it out. But then how it ended up going is it led me into the goblin direction. And I mean, to have 4 goblin war parties, I was just like, I can't believe this card's getting passed like that.
Yeah.
And I don't even know if it's ranked that high on people's deals, but
I haven't heard a lot of people talking about it, but you know, do you remember Hordling Outburst?
yeah,
3 mana make 3 goblins?
yeah. I'm saying like just to have these bodies that are getting pumped, especially if you have those kind of effects.
Yeah.
And by the way, I had the Goblin Champion, the 1-drop Exalted guy.
I really like that
I had
guy.
multiple of him. I had what's that one?
He just applies a lot of pressure really early, and then when they do play a creature on, 2 or 3, then you've already played your bigger dude, and then it's just bigger than their dude because he has Exalted.
Oh yeah, for sure. And then I was playing. There was a pump spell for my squad. I forgot what it was, but like I played it, and it
Probably
gave,
like some kind of like trumpet blast
Bro.
card, right?
It gave all my people. Like I had like 6 goblins out, and they were like 5/1s coming at you at one point. So I really like the archetype. That's always on my radar going in because I don't know if I necessarily want to be in a pot of 8 and have to fight over these archetypes. Never. I think I can just be the sole proprietor of one.
I know. I totally agree.
We found out how powerful Hex Drinker is in this format.
Dude.
Tell us your Hex Drinker story.
I mean,
You played against him.
yeah,
And you had a pretty good deck.
yeah, I felt like my deck was really good, and he would just go turn. Wait, what does he go?
He's cost a green. Hex Drinker costs a
So
green.
they can play him on turn 4, right, and make him a 4/4 pro instance. That's what
And
happens every game.
So he's a 2/1 coming out, right?
Yeah,
2/1. If you level him up, which you pay a colorless mana to do, if he's level 3 to 7, he's got protection from instants. And he's
really-
a 4/4.
and really a lot of the good removal here in this format are instants. Mob, the Sinkhole red card.
Yep.
So to play him on 4 and to already be a 4/4, a 4/4 for 4 and limited, I feel like is pretty good.
Yeah, you're getting some value there.
Yeah. To be pro instance is really good. Then in the very next turn, make it pro everything.
Yeah, he's a 8+ level protection from everything 6/6.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what you do with that.
I don't think you're beating that.
Like, you can't block it. So you're just taking the damage.
Yeah.
Like, it is what it is. Something did come good out of this MCQ for you, though. You've been wanting to pilot Urza.
Oh yeah.
And so you were telling me, like, man, this deck looks so cool. I thought it was a cool looking deck. I actually think it might be one of the top 2-3 decks in the format right now. For sure.
I definitely agree. I think one thing that's holding me back is there's so much play to it.
Yeah.
And I think that is something that you need to like play a bunch definitely before you can kind of like get the hang. I've never even played with Sword of the Meeker Thopter Foundry.
Yeah.
And one of my buddies was playing it. And so after the tournament, we went back to the house and we were kind of, having a few beers. And they're like, hey, why don't you try it out? And I lost the first 2 games pretty easily. And they were like, they kind of like coached me through it. Like, hey, this is kind of where you want to go. And this is what you want to tutor up. And da-da-da. And I won like 8 in a row.
Got him.
Felt really, really, really good. So I think this is something that I'm going to try to work on a little bit. Get a lot of testing in.
Definitely consideration for Vegas.
Definite consideration for Vegas. Probably one of my like number 1 choices right now.
Yeah, I think it's a good deck, man.
If it was tomorrow, I obviously couldn't pick it up and take it to a GP tomorrow because there's just no way I have like the reps for it. But now that I know that we have a good tournament in 2 weeks, I feel like I can 3 weeks actually. It's coming up so quick.
It's coming up fast, man. We're gonna be in Vegas.
I'm so excited.
Like I've never been to Vegas before in my life, so I don't even know what the hell I'm gonna play. To be honest, like I'm more excited about the limited stuff. I think.
Yeah, me too. I'm way more excited about the limited. I haven't played a limited Grand Prix in a long time, and I love limited Grand Prix.
Yeah, so like this is gonna be Modern Horizons sealed. Right.
Yep.
And then top 8 are day 2.
Well, so you play your day 1 is technically 8 rounds.
Yeah.
And if you go X and 2 or better, then you play one final round, a 9th one on the first day, and you go to the second day. And the second day is drafting.
Nice.
So you do your first pod 3 rounds, second pod 3 rounds, and then they do a cut top 8, which would be a 3rd draft.
And like
that's a lot of drafting.
It's Vegas, man. Like I've already been hearing a bunch of people on Twitter and podcasts, and everybody's like, "We're going to Vegas. We're going to Vegas." And this is a GP. All these people's been talking so much crap about GPs, but guess where they're going?
They're going to Vegas.
They're going to Vegas. And so
there was a Vegas, I think, a few years ago, or maybe it was last year, or the year before, where there was like 8,000 people there for Magic.
Wow,
for Magic tournament.
That's crazy, man. And so, like, Jimmy and I are talking about what we're going to bring to, like, Modern. I'm excited about the limited stuff and need to still get some more reps in for that.
There's also a MCQ standard legacy.
Which I'm not going to play because I have no legacy deck yet. Never played it a day in my life.
I love Legacy. One of my favorite tournaments I've ever been to was the first Legacy tournament I ever played. And I almost top 8 with a Blue Red Delver Treasure Cruise. And I still talk about it.
Bro, you got to tell everybody the story about that. It's your first ever, and sorry, we're on different topics today. There wasn't a bunch of news in Magic this week, so we're just going to do what we do, and that's just Jesse and Jimmy talking about Magic and what we love to do, hanging out.
Yeah.
And this is what the Top Deck Podcast is all about. I want people to hear the story about your first ever Legacy GP, because you didn't know what the hell you were doing.
No, not at all.
You're just like, I'm going to go play Legacy. I'm like, what are you talking about? We're standard players. You're going to go play Legacy?
Look, I was playing Blue Red Delver and took the dazes out of my deck because I didn't know what to daze. I was like, you know what? Chain Lightning all the way. Then I think I only had like 1 or 2 volcanic islands. So I was like, you know what? If I can't have all volcanic islands, I'm like, Price of Progress in the main. Just like jam 2 of them. Like $1,000 mana base, take 10.
So, hey, so you were, it was you, who was it? Grubbs?
Yep, and our buddy Zach.
Yeah, and you're just in Legacy, you're like, whatever.
I know. Look, I think what the match that stands out the most was, well, there's probably 2. I was playing against this Miracles player, and I had the opportunity, we're in game 3, and I had the opportunity to either Treasure Cruise with Spell Pierce backup, I have 3 mana, or I can just run a Sulfuric Vortex out there. My man has a Counterbalance and a Sensei's Divining Top.
Not looking too hot. 7
cards in hand. So I'm just like, fuck it. I just run the Sulfuric Vortex out there. He's like, trigger on Counterbalance. That's a miss. He's like, Brainstorm top. I mean, he just does he does a couple different things. And he's like, yep, resolves. And then he just died.
Got him.
Just like 5 or 6 turns later, was just dead. And then I heard him talking shit about me to his friend. And that made it so much better.
Oh.
Then like later on in the day, I played against this Reanimator deck. And I had already been beaten by a Gristlebrand earlier. So I was already like kind of salty about it. Yeah. Not really salty, but I was already, I had a certain feeling towards Gristlebrand.
Yeah, you're like, if I see another Gristlebrand, it's going down.
I'm going to blow his ass out the water, right? So I played against Reanimator. And I could have killed this dude, right? Because I have like a Delver, so long ago, I can't remember, but like a Delver, a young pyromancer, like a few tokens, and like 3 bolts in my hand. And he has a Gristlebrand.
Yeah.
Right? So instead of attacking with my dudes and just shooting the one dude that he was blocking, and
So
then
you couldn't gain life.
so he couldn't gain life, and then shooting the other 2 bolts at him and winning, I was just like, get out of here, Gristlebrand, take 9.
My man shot 3 lightning bolts at a Gristlebrand.
Then attacked, and he's like, bring Gristlebrand back, and I'm just like, I'm so bad at this game.
What was the other one that you hit somebody? You Price of Progress?
Yeah,
What
for
did you do to
10.
him?
For 10. It
For
was
10.
like, yeah, it was some, I don't remember, it was Stoneforge deck. He's playing like 4-color, 3-color Stoneforge, and he had 5 dual lands out there.
Yeah.
And we're like going back and forth this whole time, and he's about to take over the game, and he taps out to Abrupt Decay something.
Yeah.
I think it was a Vortex, so Fear Vortex, and I was like, Price of Progress.
And then Grubbs gets up and he said, Price of Progress for what? And you're like, 10.
My opponent couldn't even help but laugh.
And it was like, Grubbs got out in front of everybody. Didn't
Yeah.
he? Like in front of like a couple hundred people and said, Price of Progress for what?
It was great. I love
10.
Legacy. Love it.
And so, like, what? And then you went to another one. Is that the one that you like had a good record going in?
Yeah.
What's
Yeah,
the one tournament that you said you lost to Belcher?
Oh, that was damn.
The one
GP
that
in Louisville.
the one that
This
you were
is-
doing good. You were gonna
Yeah.
our day 2.
I was going
guess?
to and this is what we talk about when we talk about a roller coaster of emotions. You know what I mean? Like, and the only reason I took Legacy Burn to a GP, I wasn't even going to go because I didn't have the cards available.
Yeah,
And my friend's like, just try Legacy Burn. I'm like, that deck's garbage. It's sad that
$100.
Yeah, $100, right? So I play some leagues on Legacy, and I'm just on Moto, and I'm just killing it. I mean,
Loving it.
4-1 multiple leagues, 5-0 to league. I mean, I was like,
You're like messaging
like-
Mike and going, man,
I was
this
like-
deck's busted.
I was like, maybe this is it. Maybe this is this is a sign, right?
yeah,
So I take it up there to Louisville, and I like lose. I win my first one, like lose my second one.
is that
maybe.
the one? Is this the tournament that you played at Graph Digger's Cage on somebody? And he's like, you got it.
No. That was my first Legacy.
Okay,
tournament.
yeah, we'll go back to that match because I think that's funny. So you're in Louisville.
Yeah, I like win some, or I think I like win and lose like at the very beginning, and then I win like 4 in a row. And I was like, all I have to do is win this last one. It's my winning in for day 2.
Yeah,
All I have to do is just fade a busted deck, right?
yeah.
Bro. I sit down from this guy, he wins the die roll. Literally. He's like, turn 1, do some shit, make 16 goblins.
Turn 1.
Turn 1. And I like draw, and I'm like, Goblin Guide.
Oh,
It was so bad. And then I'm just like, I can't believe I've like played all day, and I've just been back and forth, and this is how it's gonna end with
so game 2, you feel like you got something for him though.
no.
You said you had something for him, and then
No, I'll tell you what happened.
Yeah, tell me what
we're
happened.
signboarding, right? And we're like playing our game. Well, okay, because in game 1 he went to Burning Wish for Empty of the Warrens.
yeah,
Right? And he got out of his sideboard. So we're like playing game 2, and he's like, all right, Burning Wish, and I'm like, well, this is it. This is my tournament right here, right?
yep.
And he's like, oh, I must have forgot my Empty the Warrens in my deck. It's not in my sideboard. And I'm like, this is my opportunity.
Yeah.
I was like, he messed up. I was like, there is a chance. He's like, well, I guess I'll get this Wheel of Fortune, right? Wheel of Fortune's does some other stuff. He's like, I'll make 32 goblins.
On turn what?
I don't know. It's like turn 2 or something. Like it was just, I was just so defeated.
It was like that mentality where you thought you had a chance, like when we
I
were,
thought I had a chance like 6 times.
yeah, like we were in Pensacola and the judge said you were top 8, but you were really not.
Oh yeah.
It just felt like that's still the pun of the year, by the way, if you're thinking about it. Oh man, just on these roller coaster rides, playing these different formats, bro. Like whenever I played in that GP in Tampa, and I started out 3-1, I'm like, is this really happening?
And this
right
your
now?
first modern event.
Yeah, first one ever. I'm
Yeah.
like, is this really happening?
Never
right
played
now?
modern before. And you've been on hiatus for like 4 years.
Yeah, I haven't played any competitive Magic for 4 years. And I'm like, is this happening to me right now? I mean, it slowly came down to a halting crash.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I had the hope.
Yeah, and those are the ones that hurt the worst, right? When you like you feel that not that you think you might have a chance, but when you feel that you're like in there and you have a chance, and it just comes down.
I felt it because like I was beating Tron and stuff.
Yeah,
it wasn't like it wasn't like I was just beating like cupcakes. You know what I'm saying? I was like, dang, I'm actually doing something here. I had one guy tell me I was one of the best bent spirit pilots he's ever seen in his life. I'm sitting there playing. It was round 2 and Jund, and like I actually knew a little bit about Jund because I had played it like years and years ago whenever I was just getting into Modern then, which I never really fully got into, but I was starting to get into. And so I was like, I know exactly what he's doing. And so I'm like, getting him, and I'm just out temping on him. I know he's about to drop Lily, but I got this, I got that, and I just smoke him. Like I get like lock in hex proof on him, and I know he can't target anything. And so I beat him 2-0, and he's like, dude, like you're one of the best bent spirits pilots I've ever seen. I'm like, really? He's like, yeah, man, I never lose the bent spirits. Like I play it a ton at my shop, this and that. I'm sitting there thinking, bro, you might want to get a better play test group. Like, if I'm one of the best bent spirit spots you ever seen, bro, you might want to get some upgrades on the play test. And so, but like, I'm beat some Tron. I'm like, yeah, I'm feeling good. I'm dodging Burn because I felt like Burn was my nemesis that tournament. But it was just fun getting back. And that's the thing, man, with these tournaments is it's not about the results. Like these memories you make and the gathering part of it. With your friends, if you got family with you, whatever it is, man, your team, it's just so good.
That's what I feel like Paper Magic just has the edge over Arena. That like social interaction and that social gathering, you just can't get that on the computer.
No, and actually, to be honest with you, man, I've like gotten burnt out on Arena a little bit, to be honest with you. And
I can't say, honestly, and I try really hard because, I feel like this day and age, that's the best way you're going to get testing in.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so hard to get a group of people on a regular basis that you're close with to like go to somebody's house and test for hours on end when everybody could just stay at their house and test.
Yeah.
So it's just way
more. We're all older too.
Yeah, it's just way more convenient for people to test online. But I cannot sit there and just jam out hours and hours and hours online. I go nuts.
I do it, man. I've been trying to do this Mythic thing and all that kind of stuff. I knew I was burnt out with it whenever I didn't even really try to go for it this past season. I was at Diamond and like had 2 more things to go to hit Mythic. I'm like, I'm not doing it this month.
Well, and I also feel, and this is really with any hobby that anybody has, I feel like once feels like it becomes a job or an obligation, it takes all the fun out of it.
Yeah, like I felt like, you know what, I got things I need to do like this whole week. And if I'm in Mythic, I'm going to have to sit here for 2 days looking at my ring.
That last 2 days is such a grind.
I'm going to have to play a whole day and like put myself through that again. I'm like, dude, I'm just going to take a break. Like there's going to be other seasons on it if I want to do it. I need a break from just playing Arena. And because the shuffler can get to you, man, it's like a mental grind. And there's been articles about how to grind this mentally, okay?
Yeah, I'll talk to you when you're like grinding for the top 1,000 and you're like, I've been up for fucking 20 hours. This is like my 18th Red Bull. I feel like I'm having heart palpitations.
No, I mean, that one, dude, the first season, whenever I hit Mythic,
man, I was
you were up with me. You stayed up with me till like 4 o'clock in the morning.
Dude, I was like, I've got to go to bed. I can't stay up anymore. And you're like, I'm still in.
Yeah, well, I'm still in. I'm ranked 600. I'm ranked 800. And, I'm still trying to do it. And I'm just like, you know what? It's not. The stress of it wasn't worth it to me. I wasn't having fun with the game anymore, to be honest with you. It became like expectations. Like, I'm like, oh, I'm streaming. I need to be Mythic. If I'm streaming, I need to be Mythic because nobody's going to come watch me if I'm not Mythic. I got the podcast. I need to be Mythic because they want to hear about Mythic on the podcast. No, it is what it is, bro. I get Mythic. I'm going to try. I'm good enough to do it. I've been Mythic every season. I can do it. All right. But I'm not going to stress out about it anymore.
Yeah.
Like, I'm playing the game, bro. Like, if you watch my stream, and I'll do a little plug here, last night, I dressed up as Redneck Hank. Okay?
And look, I'm here to tell anybody, I am not somebody, and I'm just saying this because you're my friend. And we probably need other opinions because maybe I'm a little biased or whatever. I was cracking up.
Bro.
That shit was so funny.
And here's the thing. I'm dressing up as a redneck that doesn't know anything about magic. All right, he's calling magic Pokemon. All right, and he's got a mullet with an American hat on now. He's got the camouflage jacket. He's drinking ice cold Coors Lights.
The Blue Mountains.
Yeah, he's in love. He's in love with Dale Earnhardt and Stone Cold Steve Austin, and he's just playing this card game. Okay. You know how hard it is to stay in character and make the right plays and also talk to chat and do all this kind of stuff, man? Like, I'm not even worried about it at that point. You know what I'm doing, though? I'm playing better.
Yeah, and you're having fun with it.
That's what I'm saying. I'm having fun, and that's the biggest thing. The last couple times, dude, grinding the Mythic, the last time that I was ranked, like, top 200 and I didn't end up getting it, I think that just kind of took the fun out of it.
Yeah.
And so I've been, like, trying to venture out some other things. I'm still playing Magic, like I played Magic last night on stream, dressed up as my characters that I'm bringing to life. And I'm just going to continue doing that because it's fun. The audience likes it. You know, they're having fun with me. And I'm making really good plays. I don't know how I am. I think it's because I'm just like, it is what it is. I'm just not overthinking. I'm not overthinking it.
You're not really thinking about it.
I'm not overthinking. I'm just making the right play. And it's just a fun time, and that's what I need to get back to. And I think that kind of made me realize going, dude, whenever you're loose and you're having fun, you're way better.
Yeah.
Like, you're just a way better player. And so I'm just looking forward to doing some more of that stuff, man. And honestly, talking about Magic and doing podcasts and all that kind of stuff, I've almost had more fun doing this than I have been playing.
Dude, I have had so much fun doing the podcast.
And we were talking to Mike on the way to Orlando, and he's like, dude, I think I have more fun, like, commentating and doing stuff like that. And so I'm excited to see where that goes for us, man.
Yeah, me too.
Not saying I don't love playing anymore. I don't want y'all to take it that way. I still love to play the game. I want to go play the game. I want to be extremely competitive at the game and go to a certain level.
This just opened, like, a whole new window that I didn't really expect or think how much fun it would be.
Yeah, for sure. And, like, I think when you're having fun, you are going to play better. You're looser. Like, you're not uptight. Like, you're not thinking, oh, every decision is so crucial right now. If I make one misplay, it's over. You know? And I'm sitting there, dude, and you know me, we talk about plays. I will get to a point sometimes where I'm thinking, like, 4 plays ahead. And going, well, no, Jimmy, you can't do that. If they do this, then we got to do this, and then we'll have to do this. And you're like, really? I just want to play this right now. And I'm like, no, man, you can't, you know. And then it's like I get to the point where they're playing off the top and they top deck the card that I'm like, no, that's the one they had to worry about. And I get so stressed out about I made all those right plays and that top deck just beat me.
Yeah,
it's variance, bro. It is what it is.
If you don't like variance, go play chess.
Yeah.
To me, and I've told this to all of my friends, one of my favorite parts of Magic is that anyone can beat anyone.
Yeah. I mean, we got beat by Jimmy and I were playing Two-Headed Giant, okay, in Tampa.
Oh my god!
We said we were never going to tell the story, but I got to tell the story now. So we're in Tampa. We're playing Two-Headed Giant. We've never played Two-Headed Giant together.
No,
and it was the first tournament.
I do love Two-Headed Giant though. I have a lot of fun with it.
So it was the first time being together for years, man. So we're like, let's knock this out. Let's do some Two-Headed Giant. So it's sealed. What was the set that we were playing then? Guilds?
I think so.
Something like that. I don't remember. All right. So I
know one of the cards that's in there, that's for sure.
Yeah, so I'm looking at the cards, and I'm telling Jimmy, like, yeah, we need all these, like, opponents do this, opponents do that, because I love Two-Headed Giant. You know, me and Josh Singletary were, like, the Two-Headed Giant kings down here. Like, I think we're still undefeated, okay? So I'm looking at these cards, and I'm like, yeah, we need to have some kind of, like, either aggro or mid-range deck, and then we'll have, like, a more of a control-y deck. And so we opened up our sealed, and our sealed is just garbage.
Yeah,
I mean, it really is garbage. There's nothing, like, our rares are unplayable. It's just horrible.
I think we had like 3 lands that weren't even in the colors we were playing. I think one may have been in the colors we were playing. We had 2 that we didn't even play.
It was bad. And we're sitting there hearing everybody else open up their packs, and they're like, oh my God, we got this, we got this, we got that, right? So we're 0-2 at the time? Or 0-1?
No, we won our first one.
Did we?
Yeah.
Okay, we won our first one, and then we dropped one,
one,
and then it's round 3, I think.
Yeah.
Round 3, we get paired with these 2 dudes. All right. And starts talking, and what did I have? Oh, I had my playmat that said "Not today, Satan." It says "Not today, Satan." Well, then the dude's friend's like, "Oh, he said "Not today, Satan." Rakdos is his favorite guild. And I'm like, "Oh, really?" He's like, "Yeah, he's all about demons, and we got a big dragon in our deck." And I'm like, "Got the big dragon?" I look at Jimmy, and I'm like, "Yeah, they got the dragon. They got the Hellkite, bro." So we get to play them, right? We're playing them, and we start taking a little bit control of the game. All right, making plays. Comes down to one turn. And these players, they're calling the power and toughness of these creatures like HP.
Yeah.
All right, they're playing HP. The dude plays his dragon. I do something to the dragon. I kill it. He starts getting steamed. Like, he's like red faced.
Like, it was he gets so mad. Like, it was his only rare that he had ever had in his entire life or something.
Yeah.
And we just like ripped it up into a million pieces.
Yeah, like something had happened like to that card that he had saved up all his life for. And
little do we know,
like,
it's the first of many mythics that they had in their damn deck.
I mean, like, he was real upset. And he was so upset, his friend was saying, "You need to calm down. You need to calm down. I'm sorry, guys. This isn't like him," and all this kind of stuff. And I'm like, "Well, we got this in the bag. I done killed his dragon. Like, he's on tilt." So it comes to a point where the other friend has a Dovin out. And I'm telling Jimmy, I'm like, "Bro, we need to hold some people back. We need to kill this Dovin." Jimmy's like, "Well, the Dovin's not really hurting us right now." I was like, "Nah, bro, I think we need to kill the Dovin." He's like, "Nah." And I'm like, "Okay." I was like, "Okay, we won't kill the Dovin." So then I'm like,
you see what direction this is going, and whose fault this is.
I mean, you admitted it was your fault that I knew more about the format. Well, actually, I will take that it was my fault because I was the A player and I should have made the decision. Okay?
That's right.
But let's be real here. Let's know why the decisions happened, okay? I said, "Jimmy, we need to hold somebody back because I think they have this card in their hand." And he's like, "What card are you talking about?" I was like, "This card that like puts counters on everybody and then doubles them and triples them or something like that." Or like it puts one counter, two counters, and three counters and then doubles them. It was like an effect like that. I was like, "Dude, I think they got that card." He's like, "Really? There's a card like that?" I was like, "Yeah, man, I think they got it. I think they're going to kill us on the swing back." Put it that way. He's like, "Nah, man, I think we just need to attack." And I'm like, "All right, we're attacking you." So we attack all in, right? Dude pops his Dovin. Got the ult on it. The ult does like, what do you do? Draw 10 cards?
You look at the top 10, put 3 in your hand, or 7, or some shit like that.
Yeah. So anyway, do all that. Gets a Beastmaster out. And then pluses his squad. Hits us for like, how much? 18, 20 or something.
Some ungodly amount.
Exactsies. On the swing back, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Yep, y'all got it."
Face crack of the century.
Yeah. Like, Jimmy and I've been playing Magic I've been playing for 20 years. Jimmy's been playing, how long you been playing?
I don't know. Return to Ravnica?
Yeah, a long time.
Yeah.
Both been competitive.
6 years.
One tournament, been in top 8 IQs, opens. Lost to some people that said the power and toughness was HP.
That's what I love about it. And look, at the end, what did we do? We couldn't do anything but look at each other and laugh.
That's all we could do.
Because we could not believe what just happened.
We walked outside and said, "We're never talking about this again." And here we are on the Top Deck podcast. And if y'all are out there and y'all ever listen to this and you know who you are, contact us. I'll have you on this damn podcast. Okay? Because that was one of the weirdest Magic games I've ever had in my life. It was super weird.
It was.
All right. We got our ass beat for one. And you cheated us. And we didn't catch it.
Yeah.
You dropped an extra land.
Which is also our fault.
Yeah, it was our fault. But to be fair, to give us like some kind of excuse.
No, there's not.
Bro, that was the weirdest Magic game I've ever played in my life. And it was hard to see. Like, I was like, yeah. I'm like, okay. It was hard to see if they played that extra land, okay? But afterwards, we're talking. We're like, how'd they cast that? Played the extra land on us to get it off. So we would have won it. But
honestly, those dudes did not seem like they were somebody who was intentionally cheating.
No, they just did it because they were like, "Oh, I can do it." They
really got so excited. They were like, "We can win."
Bro, he said that. He's like we're thinking, okay, is it our turn yet? Slow rolled us and said, "Oh, I can do this now." Slaps it down and pumps the squad and hits us for like 18. Like we might have been above 20. We gained life.
It was a lot. It was a lot.
Because we had thralls in our deck. We gained life.
Yeah.
And so it might have been that, man. But it was like these people calling an HP just beat us.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it. You couldn't believe it. And I was just laughing because that's the way the weekend went for us. I was like, yeah, that's the way it goes, man. But that is what makes Magic magic.
It is.
Having that kind of stuff. Jimmy and I will never forget that match. I won't forget their faces. I remember their faces. I'm just like, and here's the other kicker. After they beat us off the crackback for 20-something, they're like, yeah, we had 9 mythics in our sealed pool. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
9 mythics in the sealed pool. And they were in the losers bracket and beat our ass.
If they were cheaters, they were the worst cheaters.
Yeah. They had Dovins, they had Dragons, they had all kinds of stuff. Green, they were just,
the 7/7 they gave their whole team.
Yeah,
plus
the
two, plus
boars.
two. Yeah.
The boars, that's what it was.
Yeah.
That's what killed us.
Yes.
Gave the whole, put squads out, Beastmaster out, and then gave them all haste, trample.
Yeah, +2/+2 and trample.
Yeah. Killed us.
It was nuts.
Got us.
I loved it.
And then that was our last match of that GP.
Yeah.
We just took the L. We took the L, got into F-150. You know what I did after that? After we lost to those people?
Had us a drink.
I had to go ahead and put on the massagers in the F-150 and said, I need something after that. Because I didn't have the KOI with me, or I would have done that. But, man, so we didn't know if we had too much to talk about this episode.
Dude, that hour went by quick.
I know, man. Just having fun, bro. Yep. That's what we do. But we got a lot of stuff to talk about on the next podcast. Hopefully we'll have Tommy on if everything works out with his schedule and the equipment comes through for Jimmy because he's getting equipment that way. Because if we do one right now, guys, it's basically going to be me interviewing somebody. So we're waiting for Jimmy to get his equipment in. If not, we might just do it the way that we did it before to get Tommy on. But it's exciting news, man. The Top Deck podcast sponsored by Gamers and Geeks. Tommy, thank y'all so much, man. Yeah. It means a lot. We hope we represent you guys well, just like your team has. The past years that you've had it, and looking forward to what the future brings for it for sure, man.
Dude, I'm so excited.
So y'all please go to the Facebook page. We will have a link in there, and all you have to do is like the Top Deck podcast page, okay? And then tag a friend in the comments, and you're eligible to win the Gamers and Geeks swag bag. And then go on Gamers and Geeks, show Tommy some love on Facebook, and our link will be on there as well, man.
Yeah, tag anybody.
Tag them.
Yeah.
Brother, sister, cousin.
Your cat. Your cat got a Facebook? Tag your cat.
Tag them. Mr. Meow. Mr. Meow. Tag them. But it's going to be cool, man. We got some cool stuff coming up. This is the first of many giveaways. And we got some cool tournaments coming up, man. Like, you don't even know. You know a little bit about them.
I know. I'm sitting here. I'm going through my head. I was like, wait a minute. I don't think I know about this.
No, you don't know all about it because Tommy's like, hey, we can't talk about this. We can't let it out. And I'm like, all right. I got it. It's on lock. But it's going to be cool, man. We got a great sponsor. We're going to have some great times. I hope you are along for the ride. This is the Top Deck Podcast. Y'all have a great weekend.
Thanks, guys.